Look, I will be the first to admit it. Things are kind of bad right now. I know politics are bad, the earth is dying, nobody in charge is looking out for us, and everything seems up in the air. And those are just the big issues. I know my content is primarily focused on critique and opinions on troubling issues, and I do want to apologize for that. So before I did anything today, I took a moment to be positive. I went outside and I got to breathe some fresh air, see some sunlight, and feel like a small part of a larger system. It was refreshing to feel, and I strongly encourage you to do the same. I'm just kidding. I had to go get my blood drawn. It sucked. Let's talk about bad internet people. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and thank you for joining me here today. Oh, ow, ow, ow! Recently there's been too much going on for me to just pick one topic to talk about, so today I decided to pick three. We'll be covering 3 stories today. We'll just get through these 3 things and then go back to enjoying our lives, or at least trying to. Without further ado, let's start off with topic number 1. Finances are hard. Between what I'm making from YouTube, Patreon, and my part-time job, I am still not making enough to afford to live on my own in most places around me. So when I hear that this guy left his job making $100,000 a year just to sneak into an event to ask Logan Paul for a job, I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? Here we have a mega fan of Logan Paul who put everything on the line to ask him for a job and then got rejected. After filming himself talking and crying about it, the TikTok went viral and the internet proceeded to make fun of the man. And truthfully, full disclosure, I can see why people did that. Leaving your job, traveling across the country, and illegally sneaking into an event just to ask for a job is not smart. Additionally, picking Logan Paul, the forest guy, to be your idol is a pretty telling characteristic. In the video, Logan does not dismiss the guy immediately and decides to hear him out. Then Logan gives him the regular speech of, get help from your friends and family, keep doing what you're doing, and it'll all work out. And then the guy goes on to film the TikTok of him crying in his car. This is a bit of an older story, so forgive me if you've already heard this before. There's been a lot of really good videos on YouTube already covering this story in more detail than I am, and I highly recommend the ones I've watched from Moist Critical, Nick is Not Green, and Devin Nash. But I do have one small problem with all of these videos, and that's what I want to talk about today. Charlie does a good job at covering the ridiculousness behind this guy's logic. Nick does a good job of going through the guy's previous work to analyze him and his thought process. And then Devin does a great job of going over the guy's pitch and breaks down where he thought he failed. Again, these are all great videos. I love these people. But all 3 of them agree and make a note that Logan Paul handled this situation well. And I don't think that's the full story. Yes, Logan handled it well in the sense that he didn't freak out and have his security team tase the guy to death, but we can't also pretend like this didn't happen because of Logan Paul's rhetoric. Both Logan and Jake Paul have built entire careers from telling people to chase their dreams, ignore the haters, don't give up, follow your heart, all this vague inspirational stuff. They parade their lavish and crazy lives in their vlogs and tell you that they got it through determination and hard work. In truth, obviously, it's a little more complicated than that. But that's not news. We all know that. They didn't get their LA supermansions from just having more grit than other people. But that's the narrative that sells the best. I think a lot of people who watch these videos believe them, and they want to chase their dreams, which I think is a good thing. But this guy's dream is to join Logan Paul's entourage, and he decided to follow that dream. And because he makes $100K a year, he can afford to drop everything and chase that dream. Not every Logan Paul fan has the finances to completely devote themselves to a dream, but this guy did, and he got rejected by Logan face to face because of it. So I don't think it's right to applaud Logan for handling this well without noting that he encouraged this guy to chase his dream, and this just happened to be that dream. Logan adapted to the situation well, but I don't think we should do what a lot of people are doing and call this part of Logan's redemption arc. Especially since the redemption he's looking for is from the forest thing. And everyone agreed that Logan was the good guy after this. His name was trending on Twitter with people applauding him, and that just didn't sit completely right with me. It's true that some people were critiquing him and making memes, but that's Twitter. They do that there. If you want to learn more details about the story, I do recommend you watch those videos I mentioned, because they're all very good. But as for me, I'm ready to move on. I don't want to talk about Logan anymore. Then again, the next story is more upsetting, so maybe we should stay here in the easier section and just not move on. Don't move on. Let's stay here, please. Oh, no, 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 no. Nikita Dragun is a trans YouTube makeup artist turned mainstream icon with millions of followers and powerful friends. Now, those friends are people like Jeffree Star, so maybe that's not good. I've been aware of Nikita's career ever since she was involved in a pretty prominent scandal, specifically the one after using makeup to darken her skin significantly and then proceeded to defend it, which especially doesn't go over well considering her racially fueled tweets in the past. And she's done it pretty often since, even joking about it as if it's not highly offensive to use other races' skin tones as part of a fashion look. Nikita is one of those people who feeds off of negative press and occasionally will do offensive things just to have people talk about her name. Which, is nothing new. That's just a celebrity thing, I guess, now. I think using makeup to alter your skin color to this degree is pretty bad and warrants at least an apology, but Nikita doesn't think so. Fast forward to today, where Nikita has started a music career and was promoting her newest song. Unfortunately, that is the real name. But as part of her advertising, Nikita put the title over the faces of other historically significant trans women, including the Stonewall activist Marsha P. Johnson and the incredible late musician Sophie, as well as some others. She also changed her Instagram name and bio to another deceased trans woman, continuing to use death and suffering as social media dressing. Obviously, placing the word over the eyes of deceased trans rights activists and icons is a horribly disrespectful thing to do. And the defense of promoting a song is not acceptable in any excuse. This was a terrible thing to do, and there should have at least been an adamant apology. But there wasn't. And when another celebrity called her out, Nikita outed them as a past sexual partner. Similarly, she posted a private DM from the rapper Tyga, and fans started using these as ammunition against the two other celebrities. Firstly, Tyga explained that this was for a production that never ended up happening, but also it shouldn't matter. People are saying that Tyga is gay for sliding into the DMs of Nikita, a woman. Just because she's trans, people are using this as ammunition against Tyga, which I think is disgusting behavior. But Nikita is out here encouraging it because, again, it gets her name said and attention drawn towards her. Nikita triples down by posting, "Set trans women free. Free from being scared someone finds out we have a penis. Duct taping our genitals to make others feel comfortable. We are not the secret. We are not sexual toys. We are not women. We are not men. We are the fantasy." Now, I am not a trans person. I am solely approaching this story from the perspective of someone who has trans friends and loved ones. But I know from them that Nikita saying trans women are not women is a horribly damaging take to promote and is not a universal idea. Seeing Nikita do all of this right after talking about her song makes me think that obviously this is just negative press in order to promote the song, right? We've all seen this before. We know the game. This is nothing new. Acting up and being loud so people start talking about you and by proxy your song. I get it. I've seen this before. But then plot twist, I don't know where it's going. This happens. Nikita says, "Logging off. Y'all are going to be really pressed when you realize the song is never dropping. I made a song just for a stunt in my dress." So yeah, I got the whole world mad over a stunt. Laughing emoji. That's the power of a trans woman. Few things. 1, redundant. 2, unnecessary. 3, making the whole world mad should not be the power of a trans woman that we should be celebrating. She finally ends this story by posting Nikita Dragun, the first trans pop star, completely ignoring the trans pop star she previously slandered just a little bit earlier. I am genuinely baffled by this. Nikita did what she usually does, acting up in order to promote herself, but then took away the thing she was promoting. What was the angle here? That means she did the whole thing just for the attention, not the monetary gain, but just the negative press? I'm not following. I truly have no idea what her game here is. All I know is that Nikita spat out a lot of harmful takes on trans women, and her promotion of her unreleased song using deceased icons of the trans movement is beyond disrespectful. I have no take beyond, she shouldn't have done this. This was stupid. But I found it interesting to look at, and I do think there's a good discussion around that. But now that that's over, let's hit the final story. This part is going to be different. I'm not going to use any pictures or any screenshots, and I'm not going to refer to my notes. I'm just going to speak my mind from the heart, screen to screen. Recently, there is a missing persons case that hit the news pretty big, where an aspiring van life YouTuber and her boyfriend went on a road trip, and then the boyfriend returned with the van alone and refused to talk to anyone. This is a vague version of the story because I'm sure a lot of you who have heard of this already know who I'm talking about, but I'm leaving out names because I'm specifically mad at the people who use this situation to grow their own accounts and channels. Because this woman was an aspiring influencer, this trip was heavily documented. There's a lot of photos and video evidence about their trip. So it gave people a lot of information and data to scour through for clues, but nothing too extensive, right? Just where they were, where they last posted, what direction they were heading, general information about that kind of stuff. The issue is that because the boyfriend returned alone and was acting shady, this led to a lot of doors opening for people to have theories. And a lot of these theories gained traction. You know where this is going. A lot of true crime shows and podcasts saw this as a perfect opportunity to follow an ongoing real-life case in the moment. And a lot of people who consume that content were heavily invested and just lost themselves in the data. I shit you not, some accounts on TikTok gained 500,000 followers just posting about this case. They were making 20, 30, 50 videos just talking about theories, data, slim evidence. The whole thing was just so messy, and the fact that people were building careers off of it and gaining thousands and thousands of dollars. YouTube videos had her name and face blown up on the screen with the red circles, the red arrows, the clickbait titles, because people were clicking them. Police hotlines were destroyed by people calling in with their own flimsy theories and throwing out evidence that wasn't relevant because they thought they were solving a crime. I saw the worst tweet of my life where this woman predicted that the missing person was strangled because of her star sign. Every time a new piece of information came out or a little advance to the story was made public, these accounts would jump on the story and create tons of content around it because the ongoing story had a lot of people wrapped up in it and it was doing numbers, it was making money. And to be fair, a lot of the coverage, especially from the ground level, was people who were genuinely concerned about this case. When I criticize these people, I am not talking about the individual people who posted a tweet about it or just voiced their concerns, because that is a natural and normal thing to do. If anything, it shows that you care. That's good. I am mad at the people who monetized their theories and posted waves and waves of content because they knew it was popular and would drive engagement to their channels and accounts. The people who used this woman's real-life suffering as capital gain. And eventually, the boyfriend disappeared too, making his escape. And shortly after, they did find the body of the missing woman and ruled it a homicide. And these accounts covering the story ate it up and shat out content because of course they did. Even this woman's death was not enough to stop this story. And there's no real moral or lesson that I can give you right now that you hopefully don't already know. Don't treat human death as an opportunity to make money. These accounts growing over treating this woman's murder as a real-life crime podcast they can participate in is disgusting. It's just disappointing to see human suffering paraded as content. I know that's not what this woman wanted, because who in the right mind would want to be treated this way, even posthumously? Hey, I forgot to film the conclusion, but here it is. It won't take long. I think what connects these three stories is the pursuit of attention and notoriety online. The guy who made the TikTok was chasing a job with Logan Paul so he could share in some of that success that comes with his job. Nikita was promoting this song and drawing in press so people would pay attention to her. And these people making videos about an ongoing crime just to capitalize on the trending topic were all after the same thing: views and clout. It's hard dismissing pursuing online attention, especially since that's kind of what I do too, but I do believe there's an ethical way to do it, and these three examples do not ask for attention in the right way. There's a difference between what these people are doing and then posting an Instagram picture in the hopes of getting likes. I don't know. I just think this is something that is not going away soon, so it deserves our attention. So, yeah, those are the three stories I wanted to talk about today. I'm sorry it started so light and ended so dark, but that's just how the news works sometimes. Sorry. I need to brighten things up, so I'm going to go back outside. I'm going to feel the sun. I'm going to go out and not get my blood drawn this time, but I'm actually going to enjoy being outside. I think that'll be good for me. It's cold. Summer's over. I forgot about autumn. Missed my window. Thank you all for watching my video all the way through. It really means a lot to me that you did that. Thank you to my beautiful and kind-hearted patrons for donating to me and my channel and supporting what I do. I couldn't do this without you, and your generosity legitimately means the world to me. I'll leave more videos for you to watch on screen, as well as my social medias, and they'll also be in the description if you want them. Go enjoy yourselves this week. Go spend time with friends. Try to be happy. I love you lots. Goodbye.